Hi, I'm Pastor Sarah, your pastor in Minooka UMC. I feel privileged to share this personal testimony with you when we go in this first week of stewardship journey. And when we went to stewardship campaign, not campaign, the conference a couple of weeks ago, and I was told that pastor need to go first, share the testimony. So here I am, and I want to share with you the two women who inspired me with their generosity. First one is, of course, my mom, who is deceased, but still my just amazing heroine of all kinds of areas of my in faith and also my faith journey. Growing up, my dad was policeman, and then we lived with a single income, and I have two younger siblings, and so three of us, and then mom was so frugal. She always told us that if you do not have it, do not spend money. So growing up, never had any kind of buy something or go, spend some money when other kids do that. So I really just jealous of other kids. But then the funny thing is, my mom saved the money with, even though my dad's income was not that great, just amazingly. And then after she saved the money, she gave church a lot. And then we are like, you're never generous to your own kids, but you're so generous to church. So we were very angry and resistant. But she said, when I gave to God, I pray. And I said, what do you pray for? And it's like, just maybe, lessen your money to giving it to church, but just spend the money to your children. Why don't you do that? But my mom said, I pray for your future. So later we found out whenever she gave just, 10%, 20% of whatever she saved, she said she prayed for three of us, our education, our college and graduate school, both all three of us. We have a couple of masters, and my brother has a PhD, and I did my PhD coursework. All this education in South Korea and US, and it's expensive. And I know there were three of us, we studied hard, but also more than that, there are lots of scholarship and also lots of just kind of financial assistant, and everything was done because of my mom's prayer. So all three of us had all this degree without any financial loan. And I know it's amazing, but then I think my mom gave just way beyond that she could. But then when she did, she actually prayed. She prayed for her children, and then especially our education. So I would like to do that same thing too with my daughters, and I want to pray for them. And then when I gave, I did the same thing. I pray for their future and their education, and then the God would provide them, because I practice this gift of generosity, which is passed down from my mother, and I want it to pass down to my daughter. The other one I want to share with you is Mrs. Lee. When I got my call at that area where I did the ministry intern, Bronx, New York, there's a woman. Her name was Mrs. Lee, and she worked at deli store where you prepared all the lunch for the people who work in Manhattan. So you go to the store, a deli store, in the 4 o'clock in the morning, prepare all this food for lunch and dinner. So basically, 4 to 7 p.m., she worked just nonstop, and her salary was not great. But one of the night that I shared my testimony about my call, and she approached me after that, and she gave me this envelope. She said, Sarah, just take this. I said, what is it? She said, it's my just weekly salary. I said, I can't do that. I know that your family is struggling, and this is something you need. And you also have the two kids in college. And she said, no, God was telling me to just practice this generosity. And I know that you're going to go down to Atlanta to pursue your, the going into seminary and things. I hope this helps you a little bit. It was about $500 money. And then I just refused a couple of times, but she insisted. So I took the money and I prayed for her. But I was really concerned about, her family and everything. But then later I found out that 2 weeks later, she got promoted. So she became a deli store, not as a worker, but manager. And I think also her salary also got doubled at the time. So through the generosity, I also see that how God blessed Mrs. Lee. As your pastor, I also was told that I need to share with you that how much money I got and also how much I gave to church. I'm not good at numbers. I have to look at it. So my paychecks, it's bi-weekly paychecks, and then it combined as a salary. I got $3,254 and then I gave church $500. So percentage wise, 15%, 15.4% that I give. And I give not because majority of that offering come to my salary, pastor's salary, but I give because God has given me so much. And then I want to just continue to go on this legacy of the gift and then just generosity that I have received. And I pray the same thing to my daughters, for my daughters to just continue this legacy of generosity, not only for people around, but then to God, and then honor God with their life. Thank you.